These are two Italian luxury suit makers that have spent 8 decades locked in a rivalry that nobody talks about, yet it defines everything we think we know about high-end menswear. This is the story of Brioni versus Kiton, Rome against Naples, corporate power against family legacy, structured tradition against soft rebellion. It is a battle between two of the most expensive suit brands in the world, and they charge $30,000 or more for a single suit. On the surface, they seem to serve the same impossibly wealthy clientele. Pierce Brosnan's James Bond wore Brioni. Robert Downey Jr. swears by Kiton. Both brands charge more for a single suit than most people spend on a car, but beneath these similarities lies a philosophical divide so profound it splits Italian tailoring into two completely different worlds. This is Neapolitan tailoring versus Roman tailoring at its most extreme. Let me start with the numbers that reveal just how different these companies really are. Brioni, the Roman house, used to produce 70,000 garments annually. Today, under French ownership by Kering, that number has collapsed to fewer than 30,000 pieces per year. Meanwhile, Kiton in Naples deliberately produces only 20,000 suits annually, not because they are struggling, but because they choose to. In 2024, while Brioni faced mass layoffs and declining revenues, Kiton closed the year with record revenues of 225 million euros. The story begins in post-war Italy with two very different visions of what luxury should be. In 1945, tailors Nazareno Fontecoli and Gaetano Savini founded Brioni in Rome, naming their brand after the Brioni Islands, where wealthy Europeans vacationed. Their mission was audacious for the time, to challenge Savile Row's monopoly on men's fashion. While everyone else was making black, blue, and gray suits in the stiff English tradition, Brioni offered brighter palettes, innovative fabrics, and a more relaxed design philosophy. 23 years later, in 1968, textile merchant Ciro Paone established Kiton in Arzano, just outside Naples. Paone came from 5 generations of fabric merchants, and he understood something crucial. In Naples, tailoring was not just about clothes, it was about art. The city's tailoring tradition stretched back to 1351 with the founding of the Confraternity of Tailors. Paone wanted to elevate this ancient Neapolitan style to compete with the world's finest suits, joining the ranks of other Neapolitan houses like Cesare Adelini and Isaia. What emerged were two completely different interpretations of Italian luxury. Brioni developed what became known as the Roman style, with structured shoulders, padding, and rope sleeve heads that created a suit of armor effect. When you wear a Brioni suit, you feel powerful, important, untouchable. It is no accident that corporate executives and politicians gravitated toward this look. The brand literally trademarked a polo player logo in 1952, more than a decade before Ralph Lauren adopted the same symbol. Kiton, meanwhile, perfected the Neapolitan approach, the spalla camicia or shirt shoulder with minimal padding, and a lightweight construction that feels more like wearing a perfectly tailored shirt than a traditional suit. The signature barchetta pocket, that little boat-shaped breast pocket, and 3 roll-to button construction became hallmarks of their style. Where Brioni projects power, Kiton embodies relaxed elegance and what the Italians call sprezzatura, that effortless, studied carelessness that true style requires. The craftsmanship numbers tell their own story. A Brioni suit requires 220 individual steps, 7,000 hidden hand stitches, and over 24 hours of meticulous work. The company can produce only 5 to 6 tuxedos per day, with 45 minutes required just to properly attach a single button. At Kiton, each suit demands 25 hours of work from 45 skilled workers. But here is the difference. Those 350 tailors in their Arzan headquarters are not just following corporate procedures, they are preserving a family tradition. This brings us to the most important distinction between these brands: their ownership structure. In 2011, Brioni was acquired by the French luxury conglomerate Kering for reasons that seemed logical at the time. The brand needed global expansion, modern marketing, and access to international markets. What happened instead was a slow-motion crisis that continues today. Revenue plummeted, production capacity became massively underutilized, and about 400 employees face layoffs. It is a cautionary tale in an industry where LVMH and other conglomerates are reshaping traditional luxury houses. Kiton's response to acquisition offers has been consistent. Absolutely not. Antonio de Matteis, Ciro Paone's nephew who now runs the company, has repeatedly waved away the option of bringing in a financial investor. The Paone family maintains complete control, with Maria Giovanna Paone leading women's collections and Antonio Paone running United States operations. When founder Ciro Paone died in 2021 at age 88, the entire luxury industry mourned. Gildo Zegna called him a good friend who embodied family values, attachment to our beautiful country, Italy, and love for the product we make. The pricing reflects these different philosophies in fascinating ways. A standard Brioni suit starts around $7,800, with premium pieces reaching $30,000 for made-to-measure. Their most expensive creation, the Vanquish II introduced in 2008, cost $43,000 and used rare fibers, including kiviut, muskox wool, and vicuna. Only 100 were produced each year. Kiton's pricing strategy is more aggressive. Ready-to-wear suits start at $9,140 for herringbone wool, climbing to $16,190 for vicuna blends. But their true statement piece is the K50 line, with only 50 suits produced annually. Each suit requires 50 hours of work by head tailor Enzo Dorsey, who personally flies anywhere in the world for the 3 fittings required. These suits cost between $15,000 and $70,000, with vicuna and silk blends reaching $34,000. At approximately $5,000 per yard, vicuna fabric from suppliers like Loro Piana explains why Kiton suits can easily surpass $20,000. The celebrity connections reveal different brand personalities. Brioni dressed the glamorous Hollywood of the 1950s, dressing stars like Clark Gable, John Wayne, and Cary Grant. When Pierce Brosnan became James Bond, costume designer Lindy Hemming chose Brioni because she wanted sheer luxury, unmistakably synonymous with expensiveness, and that could be produced quickly for filming schedules. Daniel Craig wore Brioni in Casino Royale with the entire poker table dressed by the Roman house. Even the special Bond-themed tuxedo launched in 2006 had James Bond stitched into the silver lining. Kiton attracts a different type of celebrity, those who understand that true luxury whispers rather than shouts. Robert Downey Jr. does not just wear chiton, he philosophizes about it, saying the suits are not just clothing, but a way to feel confident every day. Prince Albert II of Monaco appears at state functions in Kiton. The brand even began dressing Tottenham Hotspur players for official events in 2023. The current trajectories could not be more different. Brioni management blames their decline on a radical shift in the behavior of men who now favor a less formal wardrobe than in the past. But that explanation falls apart when you look at their competitors. How can Cesare Adelini, Kiton, and Isaiah all be enjoying near constant growth while serving the same market segment? Kiton's 2024 results provide the answer. In the first quarter of 2025, sales rose 11% in retail stores. Women's collections now account for a quarter of total revenue, leading Kiton to design a factory in Arzano dedicated exclusively to women's pieces. They are opening new markets, expanding product categories, and investing heavily in a tuition-free tailoring school that trains young artisans in Neapolitan techniques. Meanwhile, Brioni marked its 80th anniversary in 2025 with celebrations at the Chiostro del Bramante in Rome, demonstrating its labor-intensive processes to invited guests. The message seemed to be that tradition endures, but the numbers suggest otherwise. Perhaps the rivalry nobody understands exists precisely because both brands succeeded so completely in their original visions. Brioni created the perfect suit for corporate power and Hollywood glamour. Kiton perfected the art of understated luxury and family craftsmanship. In a world increasingly dominated by corporate consolidation, Kiton proves that remaining independent isn't just possible, it's profitable. The question isn't which brand makes better suits. Both create garments of extraordinary quality using centuries-old techniques. The question is what kind of luxury you believe in, the kind that comes from corporate efficiency and global reach, or the kind that comes from family passion and deliberate scarcity. In Naples, 350 tailors continue hand-stitching suits exactly as Tiro Paone taught them. In Rome, Brioni searches for a path forward under corporate ownership. The rivalry continues, mostly in silence, as two completely different philosophies of luxury compete for the same impossibly demanding customers. One thing remains certain: in the world of $50,000 suits, the only thing more expensive than the clothes is the pride.